Hello everyone, welcome back with another Starry story time. I'm Tiffany with the Ward Beecher Planetarium, and today we're going to read a Dr. Seuss book. There's no place like space. This is going to be all about our solar system. I love to read. I hope you love to read too, and I'm excited to read this book with you today. So let's get started. I'm the cat in the hat, and we're off to have fun. We'll visit the planets, the stars, and the sun. There's no place like space, I will prove it to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Jump in, here we go. We'll fly up so high we can dance on the moon and play games in the sky. We'll swing past the stars, and in case you have missed them, you'll soon see the planets in our solar system. There are 8 of these planets that circle the sun, and soon you'll be able to name every one. Mercury is closest to the sun's burning light. It is hot in the daytime, but freezing at night. Mercury does not have an atmosphere like the air that we're breathing on Earth. There is none of that on Mercury. And so part of our atmosphere, the air that we're breathing, also helps us regulate the temperature on Earth. It keeps it warm enough for us. Mercury doesn't have that. So when it's facing the sun, it's really hot. And when it's not facing the sun, it's really cold. On Venus, the weather is always the same, hot, dry, and windy, with no chance of rain. I like the flyer. Today's weather on Venus, really, really hot, nearly 900 degrees Fahrenheit. It is windy and dry. Can you guess the next planet? Well, here's a clue. It is my home and home to thing number 1 and thing 2. You have been living on it each day since your birth. It's the 3rd planet from the sun. It is our planet Earth. It spins all the time, round and around like a top. It turns once every day and it will never stop. This question had thing 1 and thing 2 in a tizzy. If Earth's always spinning, why don't we feel dizzy? We don't feel the Earth as it spins on its way because we're spinning right with it right now and every day. Next, here is Mars, the color of rust. We sneeze here because it is covered with dust. Travel to Jupiter and you will find it is bigger than all of the other planets combined. That's right, they're putting all of the planets inside of Jupiter. You could put all of the other planets inside of Jupiter and there'd still be plenty of room. That's how big that planet is. Amazing. Saturn has rings. It's so light. Who would think it could float in an ocean and not even sink? Yes, the planet Saturn has a density that's less than water, which means it can float in water. If you had a big enough bathtub, you could float Saturn in the tub, but imagine the rings it would leave behind. Terrible joke. A planet can have satellites that surround it. Uranus has lots of these objects around them. What do we call satellites that go around planets? We have one. We call them moons. There are colors in space. I will show some to you. Neptune, planet 8, is a beautiful blue. We have seen all the planets. Now here is the trick to remember their names and remember them quick. The first letter of each of these words is the same as the first letter in each of the planets you name. So you say, Mallory, Valerie, Emily, Mickles just saved up 999 nickels. So Mallory starts with an M, and so does Mercury. Valerie starts with a V, and so does Venus, and you can keep going. I think this one's hard to remember. I like to say, my very educated mother just served us nachos. That's my favorite food. I love nachos. That's easy for me to remember. My very educated mother just served us nachos. Now, here is a game. You can play in the skies, connect all the stars you can see with your eyes. It's a star dot to dot. Use your imaginations. You'll see big pictures we call constellations. You recognize some of these? If you've been to the planetarium, I'm sure we've talked about them. The Great Bear, which has the big spoon inside, the Big Dipper. Orion, the Great Hunter. Leo, the Lion. And Taurus, the Bull. A star in the sky may look small like a dot, but it's really a big glowing ball, and it is hot. And there's one star by far that's our favorite one. You can't live without it. That star is called the sun. The sun is a star, just like the stars you see at night twinkling in our nighttime sky. It's just that our sun is a lot closer to us, so it looks a lot bigger and a lot brighter. From the Earth, it looks big. There's one reason why. It's the closest to Earth of the stars in the sky. But be careful and never look right at the sun. Your eyes would get hurt, and that would not be fun. How big is the sun? We just heard right this minute, 1,000,000 of our Earths could fit right in it. You could put 1,000,000 planet Earths inside the sun. Wow, that's big. Oh, look at the time. We must go very soon, but first we must take a quick look at the moon. The moon does not shine in the sky in the night, but like a big mirror, reflects the sun's light. We can only see the moon because the sun shines light on the moon and it bounces off so we can see the moon. Astronauts flew to the moon to explore, a place no one had ever been before. They walked to the moon and then drove all over in a special moon car called a Lunar Rover. An astronaut studies what's up in the sky. So Thing 2 wants to be one. In fact, so do I. Do you want to be an astronaut? It takes a lot of hard work, but it seems like a pretty cool job. The universe is a mysterious place. We're only just learning what happens in space. So I brought you a present to look in the sky. Just put this telescope up to your eye. Oh dear, I must go, fly back up to the stars and take thing 1 and 2 out to dinner on Mars. But there's a lot to discover, and it might be you who looks up to the sky and finds something new. What did you think? We went all over the solar system in this book. I think it does a good job at talking about how big things are and how far away some stuff is, and just the names of things and why, like why the earth moves but we can't feel it. I think that that's pretty neat. It's not something we talk about a lot. So thank you for joining us again for another Starry story time, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you join us next time.